A 33k proc from Albedo's E, 31k. Like, this is absolutely 37k proc. Albedo, if you can get your hands on him, free to play or otherwise, he is so good now, and he's gonna get even better in the future. We're tackling everything you need to know about this boy today.
Look at this guy, he's an absolute legend now.
And it all comes from the two new things in 2.3. The first part, he's gonna get even stronger in the second part. We'll talk about those things as well in this video. If you guys are playing War of the Visions or Brave Exvius and you're not using the Amazon App Store version of the game, there's no reason not to, especially if you're making in-app purchases, because the App Store and Amazon coins are going to save you up to 20%. We're sponsored by Amazon in the App Store today. You can save up to 20%, especially if you use my special promo code down below. I'll have it linked in the description of every video for you guys, and it's not that hard to swap over. You simply need to go into your menu in your settings for either FFBE or War of the Visions. Make sure that your accounts are synced to the account email of your choice. If you're buying anything in app, there's no reason not to save up to 20% on your valuable real world money. So go ahead and check that out. Thank you once again for that sponsorship, and let's get into the content. So the first thing to talk about here is this absolute monster of a weapon from the new event. It's a time-limited thing. Make sure you get it in case you either get Albedo now, you're pulling on them, or maybe in the future, maybe they change banners, maybe you get your hands on the boy somewhere, sometime in the future. You're going to want to have this thing. Do the event. It's not hard to make a couple snowmen for this thing because it is an absolute legend. As you can see, at level 90, it gives you 69 a nice % defense. And then the other thing here is the ability on this bad boy. As of the time of recording, I can only hit refinement rank 2 right now, but what this does is it increases your elemental skill damage by 50% of your defense. As his elemental skill already scales off of defense here, this basically, to boil it down, adds an extra 50% mod to this skill, which is crazy. Now you can see that I'm level 13 here, and this is the important part. Level 10, if you just have them C0, talent 10, 240% damage multiplier. We're missing 30% from the weapon, so if you have this at R5 eventually at the end of the event, sometime during 2.3, and you go ahead and you max out your E to level 10, you're gonna be 10% under what you see here. So you're almost like a C13 Albedo, a level 13 talent Albedo at Constellation 0, which is absolutely wild. And as you can see, 2,607 defense from this 69% extra defense, which is absolutely insane. So make sure you get the Cinnabar Spindle. It is too dumb. It's too good. Now, we don't have a healer for this, so we're gonna have to defeat these wolves really fast, but just pay attention to those large geo damage numbers you're gonna see off the screen. Should be like 28, 29, 30,000 plus damage here without the maxed refinement rank on the sword, and with some pretty not the greatest rolls on our new artifact set. So let's pop this out here. You know, pop this. 25k, that's pretty decent. 28k, pretty decent as well. Look at the stacks here. Let's throw this out. Ride the wave. Come on down. Throw this back down. Pop this down. Throw out the barrier that doesn't really do a whole lot. And let's get to work with our physical carry while Albedo's just out here doing free damage. So we're gonna plop this out. Plop this out. Here, Wolfie. And this is just the strength of Albedo going to 2.3. He's gonna have so much free off the field AoE damage with a free, easy to gain access to weapon. It's just gonna be absolutely wild for you players out there. So just pay attention once again to these orange numbers off the field here when we get the procs. Even on these little guys here. Now these guys have the Pyro Aura, so this might not be the best showcase possible. And these off the field numbers, they're just wild. Even on a Flora here where these guys are having a little bit of slight damage reduction due to this flame pillar guy hanging out. 33k proc from Albedo's E with bad stats, which is one, I never thought I'd see that, right? We're not even anywhere near the max capabilities of this character. 33k for free. He's pretty much doing damage almost equivalent in an AoE to what my Eula's mashing dudes for. 31k. Like, this is absolutely 37k proc. And if you miss this thing, I'm telling you, you're gonna be very sad if you ever get your hands on Albedo, because so far, time-limited weapons, they don't come back. Now, the other thing in 2.3 is the new artifact set, the Husk of Opulent Dreams. Once again, 2-piece here, defense 30%. The 4-piece here activates in a couple of ways. Now, if you are on the battlefield and you hit somebody with geo damage, like you plant his E and you smack somebody, if you do geo damage on the battlefield, you're going to get a stack, which is very easy to do. The other way to do it and get stacks is to be off the battlefield. You will get a stack automatically once every 3 seconds, so Albedo can get these stacks very easily. How do you lose these stacks? Well, if you don't gain a stack for 6 seconds, you lose them. So this means if you're in the back, you can never lose stacks. And if you're in the front with Albedo, you're playing the game, you're popping your E down, you're hitting enemies with auto attacks, you're also not gonna lose stacks that way. So check this out. Once you have Albedo in the back, every 1 second, you're gonna get a stack for free. You bring them out, you plop the E down, you're gonna get stacks very quickly. What does this do at max stacks? Well, you're gonna get an additional 24% defense and 24% geo damage, which is absolutely insane. So our stats right now with no stacks is 2,607. And as you can see, our stats right now with max stacks is 2,817. Now we have a geo damage goblin on. Our geo damage here is 99.4% geo damage. Albedo gets Ascension Awakening geo damage. We have a geo damage goblet on. We also have that 24% geo damage from his 4-piece set, which is going to be amazing there. Now, obviously, stats for Albedo here when you're looking for this artifact set: crit chance, crit damage, defense percent is the name of the game. Maybe a little bit energy recharge there. So we have a goblet, geo damage goblet, a crit something circlet here, crit chance, crit damage, and then a lot of the other substats. So if a crit chance circlet, a ton of crit damage on the substat, crit damage circlet, a ton of crit chance in the substat, defense percent sans as always, and then try to get crit chance, crit damage, defense percent for substats in your flower and your feather there. One thing to note about the Cinnabar Spindle's elemental damage increase here is it procs once every 1.5 seconds. Okay, so if you want to do the age-old double bounce, double spammer E combo where you have the E down, right? You're sitting there, you're kind of cool. As a 2-second cooldown, you can go over attack and then plop it down and attack again. Now that second one, because of the 1.5-second cooldown, if you're too fast on that second attack, you will not proc this extra damage from Spotless Heart here. So make sure you know what you're doing there. Maybe slow it down a little bit, or maybe just don't care. You want to get Albedo right on out of there. And honestly, with all of the Geo changes coming out, new Goro coming out, and then Yunjin, which is going to be another 4-star Geo character who is very, very strong, and I want her Constellation 6, by the way. I'm going to have the raw Geo squad. Albedo's just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger for what we can see in the future. So if you have access to picking between the 2 of the 5 stars, you don't have any care for any of the 5-star characters coming out, dude, definitely go for Albedo. He's a support damage dealer, 37k crack, flowers, and we don't have all the best stuff yet. We're not finished on it. Honestly, Albedo is just like an insane character now. Now, I've had him for a long time and I've used him all of the time, but he's kind of been sort of like, yeah, I enjoy having him, but since this update, he's so much better now and he's getting even better in the future. There's not a better time for a free-to-play player to pick a 5-star. If you have your pity ready to rock and roll, I highly endorse this character. The event's not very hard to do. Just farm up that artifact set and you're just gonna have an absolute machine gun flower sniffing, dandelion blowing up, Cinnabar Spindle wearing Geo Supreme, Albedo Alchemist, homunculus
Whale of a time.